We're going to talk about setting up and creating some invoices and sessions. When you start up the program, you are in the client file, and here we are. And to start creating invoices and sessions, we need to set up a few things. So if we go down to the bottom here to the navigation buttons and click on Setup, we're going to see that we have here land software, and we would put in our business name, etc. This is what's going to show up on your receipts and things like that. At the top here we have charges set up. We want to click on that, and here we're going to enter in all of our charges, whether it be CPT codes or just massage, etc. So you can see we have 4. We have MT for massage therapy, MTH for massage therapy half hour, SM for Swedish massage, SMH for Swedish half hour. So to add one, we just click on a new charge, and we would say hot stones. If we do something like that, we want to put in the code first. HT for hot stones, then we would put in that and what we charge. Let's say we charge $90 for that. Once we're done setting up our charges, and we can come back in here and set these up or add more or change them anytime we want. If we came back here and had an increase and changed the price here, it would not reflect on previous invoices. It's only going to come into effect from the ones we create from that day. So this is where you come in to manage your charges. So we go back to our clients here, and we want to find a client and create a couple sessions for them. So we'll go to Joe Obermiller down here, click on the sessions button. Now we see that we don't have any for him. He's never had a session with us. If we go to Rick Rowland, we can see that he's had one. And if we go to, let me think of one, I think Natalia Ardon has 2. So here you're going to see every session that they've had. So we're going to go back to Rick Rowland, who has none. I forget who I was on. Anyway, we'll find somebody here with none. There we go. We're going to create a session for him. So we're on Mark Hillard's record, and we click on New Session, pick the date, and OK. We'll come back to invoice location later. We'll click on OK, and we're in the main session window. Here is where we're going to add what we do. And if we click on this button here, Code, we're going to see the charges that we added. We can add more exactly from here instead of having to go back all the way through setup. So if you get here and you forgot one, you can add it right from here. So we just pick in here and choose the one. So let's say that Mark came in for a massage therapy, 1 hour. We're going to enter a quantity of 1 and an hour, and you're going to see the charge it goes across. This is our rate. Likewise, if we chose Swedish massage and 1, you're going to see here that there's nothing until we put the 1 in there, and it does it. So he came in for 2 different sessions, and his invoice total is $135. There's no tax. We'll talk about products in another video, and no tax there. Here we can have business expense, coupons. We can set up discounts if we want. Also, any miscellaneous charges like travel, whatever you might have, you would add here. And that's all going to give you your invoice total down here. But right now we're just going to stick with this basic one. So he came in and he has $135 total. Down here is our payment window, and we're going to click on that little red arrow to add the date, and we'll say he paid in full, $135. He paid cash, and down here we see his total balance is $135 and his balance due is 0. Now up here we can print a receipt for him for this. If we go back to sessions now, we see that he has 1. If we came back and let's create another one for him, and I'll show you what happens. Let's create one a few days back, and we'll just say he came in for a hot stones of 1, and he doesn't pay us. So we go back here, and we can see that he owes us $90. So he's been in twice, the 8th and the 4th, and he owes us $90. So let's say he comes in today and he says, I want to pay for that. Well, we go over to here, we click on view, and it takes us back to that one, and then we can add in, he's paying today, 90 cash, and then we go back and we see that it's a little out of whack there. We see that his balances are now 0. So let's go back and view the latest one we did here. Again, there's all of these things. Discounts, let's walk through this again. Here's where we add our charges for the session that we do. Invoices over here, add products, we'll talk about products later. No taxes, we're not charging tax. If there's a discount, we can edit this and edit here. If there's miscellaneous charges here, our invoice total and our payment window. We'll talk about gift certificates in the next one. And that's how you set up for charges. So again, you click on the setup initially, your charge is set up, and then you create sessions. And if this is where the client session history is, and if they don't have one, you're not going to see one. If we flip through here, they don't have any, but if we come up here, they have one. And that's always going to show the latest first. So if they've been in 100 times, the latest visit's going to be here. Now let's talk about notes and summary. If we go back to this session, we can add notes, and this is not printed on the receipt. The notes is notes you might want to take about the session. The summary will be printed on the receipt. So if you wanted to write up something about what was done that they're going to be able to see on the receipt, you would type it here. If we go back to our session history, remember this is the main session window. If we go back to session history and let's find somebody that has 2. Again, if we wanted to see the notes from that one, we would click there, and the notes for the one before, we would click there. So that kind of a quick glance of what we might have done during those sessions. So let's go back here and now talk about the SOAP. Once we create a session, all SOAPs are created through the session window. So we've created a session and we want to add a SOAP. And up pops our SOAP window. Here are our collars. We want to assign these. And this is going to be true forever, so you should only do this one time. Think about what you want these to be, and then click in here and type them. Once you've got your collars that you want, then you click on the body. So if they're tight here, we would click here. If they're sore here, we would click once and then twice to get our green. And if they're tender over here, down here, we would click 1, 2, 3 times. And that's how we work the chart here. This we can edit if we want to keep short notes for the SOAP. We have 2 notes in here, notes and notes 1. We can edit this. Oops, I missed it. And type in another note. So when we come back in here, we can just choose these notes real quick. We can do the same thing over here. Other description is basically if you want to add something else beyond what these are. If it's tied here, but there's actually something else, you might want to type in there as well. On the right side is going to be a history of their SOAPs. So if they had been in twice, we can actually do that. We can go back to his other session, go here, create a new SOAP, and close, and then we can see view SOAP. He's got 2 records in here in the SOAP. So if we want to go to this one and then this one, so we can flip through and see what we've done in past sessions. So that's how the creating sessions and setting up your charges works.